How are you doing, guys? Welcome again to Real Madrid Hub. We are going to deliver more news regarding to Real Madrid, of course, and I have a bunch of interesting stories around here about Real Madrid. I was just checking my phone to see what is the order of these news that I have for y'all, and so we are going to start with the Mbappe's response to Benzema's injury in Instagram, because believe it or not, I mean, we don't know. Right after the drama, right after the whole thing that happened with Kylian Mbappe and Real Madrid, after the not signing after the summer, we don't really know if that decision from Kylian Mbappe really affected or impacted in a certain way to the relationship that he had with Karim Benzema, which was really, really cool and really, really good, right? Well, right after that, what we've seen in the last 24 hours, it is a message from Karim Benzema regarding to his injury, telling everybody, don't worry about me, I'm not going to complain anymore, and I'll be back stronger. Thank y'all for your messages, right? For your warm messages. Okay, so right after that, we saw this response from Kylian Mbappe responding to Karim Benzema for the injury, and of course we don't know in what kind of terms is he dropping that response. Is it in a positive terms? Is it in negative terms? I mean, what is the attitude of Kylian Mbappe? What is he trying to do? What does that mean, right? So that is the question all Real Madrid fans are asking themselves right now. And I mean, if we are speculating, I'd say the player is trying to get along again with Karim Benzema. It is probably because he wants to get closer to Real Madrid just in case. And he really wants all to cool down the things a little bit between Real Madrid and Karim Benzema. So in the future, he doesn't have any problem to sign him for Real Madrid. But let's see what happens, because I don't know if Real Madrid is still interested in Kylian Mbappe. So let's see what happens. That was super interesting because I wasn't expecting that kind of response from Kylian Mbappe to Karim Benzema, but it happened, and of course I had to share with y'all this response, because you probably, if you follow to Benzema and other soccer players, you've probably learned about it and you've probably knew the response already. But to me, it was kind of like, what is this guy doing, right? What is Mbappe trying to do now with Karim Benzema? There's no point, man. Just let him go. You didn't come to Real Madrid because you didn't want to, so there's nothing else to be said or done or whatever. Just forget about us, man. Just forget about us. This guy is just unbelievable. Anyways. Oh, I got a I have a very good news for all of y'all, because according to the Diario AS, let me show you this. According to the Diario AS, Benzema could be back earlier than expected and be back and ready to go to play against Atletico de Madrid. Again, for all those of you who are getting into the streaming right now, Benzema, according to the Diario AS, might be ready to go earlier than expected, and he might be able to play against Atletico de Madrid the next September the 18th. So he might be ready for that difficult game, and of course he might be completely recovered before or earlier than expected, because it was going to be yesterday. All the reports from Mario Cortegana, Diario Marca, and all the stuff, they were claiming Benzema wasn't going to be ready until October the 2nd, and he was going to miss about 4 games, 3 with Real Madrid and the 4th one, another one with the national team of France in the Nations League. Apparently that is going to change, and the player will be back on track, will be okay before than expected. So that is pretty good news for all us. But let me tell you something, if he comes back earlier, the problem is he will have to play with the national team of France, which is not good news for Los Madridistas. So let's see, let's wait a little bit more and see what happens. But the good news is Benzema doesn't have any kind of super big horrible injury or something like that. So that is the good news. And of course, for all los Madridistas, it's peace of mind to know, to learn the player will be back on track soon. So hopefully, I mean, he apparently had a speedy recovery, and he will have a speedy recovery, and he will be back very soon. Oh, and by the way, another important and interesting thing. Iker Bravo. It's about Iker Bravo. Let me tell you something. As you know, Iker Bravo became a Real Madrid player just because Carlo Ancelotti decided for him to become right? So for him to become a Real Madrid player, because he saw the guy and he was completely convinced Iker Bravo might become a very good player for Real Madrid. So apparently, Carlo Ancelotti decided to go ahead, make the call to Florentino Perez and say, hey, you gotta go and sign this player because he's a very good player, right? So the reason why Iker Bravo is in Real Madrid, it is because Carlo Ancelotti. So the injury of Karim Benzema has opened literally the doors to other players to take over and play more, or have at least some chances to play while Karim Benzema is injured. And one of these players is Iker Bravo. He was supposed to play for Castilla, and he's actually training with Castilla, but there's no reason for me to think Carlo Ancelotti will not make the call to Iker Bravo and say, hey, why don't you come with us and try to play with us? Well, let me tell you something. He wasn't today in the practice of Real Madrid. He was still training with Castilla, but that doesn't mean he's not going to be featured in the squad list of Real Madrid against Mallorca. We will have to wait a little bit, but he might have gotten the call from Carlo Ancelotti to say, hey, you want to come with us? You want to come with us? No, I'm going to include you in the squad list of Real Madrid for the next Sunday against Mallorca. So be ready, be prepared, be alert, because you will be there. So let's see, because a lot of people are craving for seeing Iker Bravo for the first time in a squad list of Real Madrid. Let's see what happens. Oh, another important thing, and very important thing, is not a walk in the park. It is this. Yeah. So for the next game against Mallorca, we are going to witness plenty of new faces in the starting 11. You have to keep in mind, Militao will not be there, Benzema will not be there, and Tchouameni, that's the thing, might be out. And the reason for that is because Carlo Ancelotti wants to keep the rotations, wants to keep rotating the players, so Camavinga and Dani Ceballos might take over the midfield of Real Madrid, and they might be there. They might be ready to go and replace Tchouameni. Is that a good thing? I mean, obviously, after watching the performances of the player, it's not a good thing because the player is playing like incredible, is performing to a very top level. So I'd say it is a problem for Real Madrid not having Tchouameni in the midfield. But let me tell you as well, if the player can dosify himself a little bit, it's always a good thing, because we have a very tight, a very squeezed calendar, so the player have to rotate a little bit. And that's the other thing. We might see the Camavinga taking over, and of course we are going to have the chance to see Camavinga again and Ceballos as well, which is very good news, because both players, I think that they have level enough to replace Tchouameni, so that is basically as well very good news for all of us. And another thing I wanted to share with y'all, it is basically news that came up yesterday from Brazil. Because as you know, Yuri Calafat is from the scouting department from Real Madrid, and he basically has to spot every single new racing star, super young player from Brazil, Uruguay, South America, and all the stuff, right? And he knows, I mean, better than anybody else, the market, and he knows that Vitor Roque, that is the name, might be another very good chance, another very good possibility for Real Madrid. So that is basically what I wanted to share with y'all, and it is right here. Let me share the screen. Yeah, I'm gonna share the screen really quick. Okay, so here we go. There you go. So Vitor Roque has been spotted by the scouting department from Real Madrid, which is basically Juni Calafat. Juni Calafat is the best one. He discovered to Rodrigo Goes, Vinicius Jr., who else? I have it right here. Reinier, Endrick, all of them, right? So now apparently Vitor Roque might be being targeted by Real Madrid because he's a very good player, he's a forward, and the funny thing here, he has scored 13 goals and 4 assists this season, which is very good news. The player is 5'7", more or less is one. So he's 172 centimeters, which is not very tall. 17 years old and 39 games played so far. But the player apparently is skilled enough to play in Real Madrid, or that is the opinion from Juni Calafat. So we might find Real Madrid trying to sign the player. But let me tell you something, there's another problem, which is Real Madrid doesn't want to keep playing over prices, over costs for all these players that all of a sudden pop up, and then Real Madrid is allegedly interested in all of them, and then the clubs try to get the real deal with Real Madrid just because they sell one player and they want to make a bunch of money out of Real Madrid, out of Florentino's pocket, and that is not good for Los Madridistas. But let me tell you, if the guy is worth it, I think that Real Madrid will go and try to sign him. But I think that Endrick is a little bit ahead of him in the wish list of Real Madrid. So we will have to wait a little bit. I mean, it's probably a future target, but not for now. Honestly, I don't think Real Madrid will go ahead and sign this player right quick, because my opinion, I think in a different way. I don't think Real Madrid will try to push and try to sign the player right quick. But let's see what happens. I don't know. But it's another target, it's another thing I had to talk about, because as you know, it is important enough for me to share with y'all this news. In terms of new signings or new potential signings. Of course, the market is closed right now, but for next winter, as you know, we have heard a lot of rumors regarding to Real Madrid and the possibility for Los Madridistas to sign another player. So I don't know, man. I don't know what can happen, but let's see. Okay, now guys, drop every single question that y'all have, because I wish I could respond every single question. I would love to respond to y'all, just in case y'all have any question or something like that. Just drop it here in the chat. We can chat and talk, whatever you want, guys. So, of course, if you like this streaming, it's gotta be great for me, because that would help me with the YouTube algorithm to pull me up in the suggestions and the videos and all this stuff. So I would appreciate that you like the video, that you like the stream, and of course, to keep growing this Real Madrid community within YouTube. So if there's no other question, I'm gonna keep delivering news over here. Hey, thank you so much. More people coming in. Good. Okay, I'm gonna keep watching stuff that I can share with y'all. Look. All this content, all the videos, all the news I've been talking about now will be ready to go in the channel Real Madrid Hub in different videos, right? In different short clips. Oh my God, this is information, okay? This is just breaking news. Eder Militao is injured and will be out for 7 to 10 days. He should be back for the derby, okay? Let me zoom in a little bit. Look. There you go. Let me share the screen with y'all. There you go. Militao, it's okay. It's not a big deal, but he will be out for 7 to 10 days. And let's see, because sometimes at first we think it's a mild injury or something, and then over the time it turns out that everything changed and get some more complications, and then the initial 7 to 10 days become 15 or 20 days. So let's see what happens. Hopefully it's not the case, because we really want to see Militao playing for us and really quick and full recover and all the stuff. But you never know, man. You never know, so we have to wait a little bit more. Eremi Alexandru, Rudiger in. Yeah, Rudiger will be in, replacing to Militao. That's very good news as well, because as you can imagine, is the best, of course, replacement we might have for Eder Militao. That's very right. You're right. If y'all have more questions, just let me know, okay? Let's see if we have more stuff. Is the Militao thing hamstring? Yeah, and yesterday the Camp Nou paid tribute to the 14th Champions League of Real Madrid. I think that nobody was expecting that happened, right? But it happened. So if you can see I don't know how you call it in English, but video scores or whatever you want to call it. I mean, they were passing footage from the final, Real Madrid-Liverpool, and the goal from Vinicius and all the celebration right after that. So it was the images from Real Madrid in the Camp Nou stadium, which was a reason for mocking Barcelona fans, and that's been very, very funny. Very, very funny. Yeah, now there's a big question in the head of Carlo Ancelotti, considering he apparently doesn't know which one of these two players, Rodrigo Goes and Fede Valverde, should pick for the right wing. I mean, some people are saying Rodrigo should be there, like me, for example, because Rodrigo is the player that, in my opinion, should be there, of course. I mean, no doubt about it. But it is true, though, Fede Valverde has been performing at top level, in my opinion on that. It is true. I mean, Fede Valverde also deserves to be there, right? So I'm not quite sure if that is going to happen, but honestly, I think that it should happen. I mean, if he wants to happen, it will happen, right? But to me, Rodrigo Goes can deliver more stuff than Fede Valverde in the right wing, whereas Fede Valverde can deliver more in the midfield of Real Madrid. But it is Carlo Ancelotti. It is up to Carlo Ancelotti, not up to us. So we will have to wait a bit more in order for us to see one or the other. Okay, so it's done deal. Graham Potter will sign a 5-year deal contract at Chelsea. Okay, no Zidane, Pochettino, or anybody. Yeah, Militao will be missing the games against Mallorca and Leipzig. Okay. So that's the thing. I mean, I don't like it, but yeah, it is what it is. So Rudiger will be in the starting 11, and also Hazard has a lot of chances, a lot of odds are in favor of Eden Hazard to be there, featured in the starting 11. Okay, so this is Xavi Hernandez talking about Dembélé. He's basically he's performing at same level than the best Neymar when he was playing here. So these guys are nuts, man. He did a great performance. I mean, no doubt about it, but it's just one performance, man. Or 1 out of 5 performances, right? So these guys, every time a player of them do a great performance, they go crazy. They don't even wait anything else. I mean, you probably have to wait a little bit more. I mean, you don't even have seen the guy performing all throughout the time, right? Over the time. Just wait for 4 to 5 to 10 games before to make any judgment, right? About the guy, about the player. I don't know, man, but these guys, they go crazy. They go literally crazy every time they have a player performing at top level or at level that he never performed before. But I don't know, man. Sometimes I really, I mean, I don't laugh at them, but I laugh with them, right? I don't want to be disrespectful here, but sometimes they say things that I don't know what is the point, man. Okay, let's see if there's more stuff. Oh yeah, today's 1 year ago, Camavinga became a Real Madrid player, which is great. Yep. Okay, there's no here we can find the Carlo Ancelotti apparently. Okay, this is from BernabeuDigital.com, and the guy who leads Bernabeu Digital, I mean the boss of Bernabeu Digital, is a very good friend of mine, is Dani Cayetano, and he claims Ancelotti is delighted, it's enjoying, I mean the whole squad, right? But especially two specific players, and those two players are, okay, I'm gonna ask you which two players Carlo Ancelotti likes the most. Oh, come on. I wanna read your answers. Is there any answer? Who do you think he likes the most? I'm gonna give you a clue. It's two players. Two players. Modric? No. It's not Modric. He probably likes Modric though, but it's not. It's two other Real Madrid players, not Modric. Okay, I'm gonna tell y'all. It's Rodrigo Goes and Fede Valverde. The reason for that is because the two of them are competing for the same position, right? For the same spot. Problem is, Fede Valverde should be in the midfield, whereas Rodrigo Goes should be in the right wing. But apparently they are so good, Carlo Ancelotti cannot decide between two of them, right? So I don't know. I don't know what is gonna happen, but it's a cat and throat competition here, and of course he likes both of them. Both of them. Yeah. Alright guys, the most important for now, the most important for y'all guys, do not miss any single video from Real Madrid Hub. I'm gonna drop all the content and short clips now in Real Madrid Hub. So see you in the next streaming. Bye bye, take care.